Welcome to the Nerdist Podcast. Hey guys, there's a daily Nerdist newsletter. There is, and it's digital. No one has to bring anything to your house, and you don't have to deal with paper or throw anything away and or recycle it. It comes right to your email inbox. It's a Nerdist newsletter. Go to nerdist.com. There's a banner right there. You get daily nerd news in your inbox. You don't really even have to do anything, right? That's the best way to get stuff. So yeah, please join us on there. There's tons of stuff, not just on the Nerdist site, but also just kind of cultural news in general, and then calendars and all sorts of fun stuff. So Nerdist News, now available at Nerdist News on Twitter. I would like to thank our returning sponsor to the Nerdist Podcast, Squarespace. Squarespace.com, the fast and easy way to create a high-quality website or blog. If you've been thinking about starting one, now is the time. This website thing is catching on, people. Squarespace has easy-to-use UI for creating and managing a website or blog. Whether you're a beginner or you know advanced CSS, it doesn't matter. They have any kind of skill level. They'll totally set you up. Hundreds of design templates to choose from. You can customize any of them to fit your needs. There's like 13 new template redesigns. There's 85 new style options, 2 brand new templates. You can use it on your iPhone, iPad, Android. There's apps for all those. You can update your blog on the go if you want to. And they have amazing customer service. So there's online resources, and special support team will give you help 24/7. Squarespace now offers free live classes to help all levels of experience to get more comfortable with Squarespace. So check out class schedules at workshops.squarespace.com. I mean, it's an all-inclusive service for you to finally launch that website or blog that you've been meaning to launch. So right now, I want you to go to squarespace.com if you're thinking about doing this. Sign up for a free account. There's no credit card needed. Just try it out. Start building your website. Then if you decide to purchase, use the offer code NERDIST and you get 15% off for 6 months. That is squarespace.com. Use the offer code NERDIST. All right, now this episode, this is Ellie Kemper, who was awesome in Bridesmaids. She plays Erin on The Office, and she's an incredibly funny improv sketch actress that we were so excited to finally get on. And just, you're going to fall in love with this girl when you listen to her on the Nerdist Podcast. Just awesome and so funny and so quick that we were honored to have her on and just sort of bask in her comedy goodness. So, and also, we ended up having to record this episode in one of the dressing rooms at G4 because our studio got hijacked by another show. So the first thing we could find, so we were all basically just crammed in this tiny, I think it's the dressing room Joan Rivers usually uses for Fashion Police. So we're all just crammed into this tiny dressing room on this sofa around this little portable microphone, and it ended up being amazingly fun. I was a little embarrassed to be like, get in the dressing room, Ellie Kemper. And she was super cool about it. So thank you, Ellie Kemper, for being super awesome. And I think we'll post pictures of we all took pictures in the bathroom together, because why wouldn't you? If you have Ellie Kemper and a bathroom right there, it's fun to take a picture with her in it. That's what we learned at the end of the day. So here it is, Nerdist Podcast, with the lovely and hilarious Ellie Kemper.
Now entering Nerdist.com.
Comes out with a movie that like you have to go see or whatever, but that it's not like, I don't know, you enjoy it.
It did.
Oh yeah.
But
I think it was in the top 4 or 5 this
Which
second weekend, The Gray.
Oh really?
So it was.
I think because everyone was
great,
like, not as
and
much
then-
wolf fighting as you think.
I guess that's what happened. I thought there was a lot of wolf.
Yeah. Well, I guess for like guys that were expecting just like a kick-ass.
Nothing but
movie.
actually that is very that's true.
He's great. He's like going to be like a Harrison Ford type, where just like, it's like, I'm just going to go see the movie where he just kicks a lot of ass.
Oh yeah. Oh, he's good. And he made
Yeah.
Do you haven't
Sound
seen
good?
Schindler's List?
No, it sounds fine.
Did you see his scene from Life's Too Short?
No.
Oh, it was online, the new Ricky Gervais, Stephen Merchant show.
Yeah.
It's just like he comes in to talk to them, and the scene is like he comes in, he's like, I want to start doing comedy. And they're like, oh, okay. He's all, I really think I've done enough drama, and I want to do comedy now. And they're like, oh, okay, that's what kind of comedy? He's like, oh, hold on, I made a list. and they're like, oh, he's all, yes, I make lists all the time. It's actually why I got the role as Oscar Schindler in Schindler's List. And they laughed. He's like, well, why are you laughing? And then so he starts, he's like, I want to do improv comedy. I want to do funny monologues. I want to do dirty comedy.
Oh my gosh, that's really fun.
It's so fucking funny because they're like, oh, I don't know if you really that's your thing, and like he's like, why not? It's just really intimidating. It's good. It's a good. I can't wait for that show to start.
I can't wait. So wait, you saw it?
It's like they just released it online.
Okay.
I saw, what's this show that he has on now with Steven, with the guy that they send out on all
Oh yeah, right.
Idiot Abroad. Life's Abroad.
Idiot Abroad. I don't
I watched one
totally
last
buy
night.
it, but it's hysterical.
Yeah.
It's great because the guy,
What is
the
his name
producers
again?
on it are great. Like the guys that are shooting
What's
it.
his name?
Carl Pilkington.
Carl
Yeah.
Pilkington, yeah.
Right.
So wait, so again, the thing, I mean, he is a real life friend or something, or
He
he
was
worked
like a
on.
coworker. He worked in radio with them when they
Okay.
were before The Office,
Yeah.
when they were just working on radio.
Yeah.
He was their producer.
Yeah.
He actually ran the XFM, which is a big London station. He was there.
So the guy is actually, he's smart.
He's smart, but he's just
He's a
kind of like
savant.
set in it. He's set
a
in his
savant.
ways, and he's just
Yes.
kind of like, it's like
Yeah.
this is dumb. Why
That's-
would I want to do that?
Yeah.
You know?
Right.
Yes, but then when the situations themselves, the fact that he's not that dumb.
Yeah.
No,
Right,
he's not
Meaning
that
the
dumb.
way
he's almost too smart for his
speaks
own
and
good.
Yes, but you don't totally buy that. He's like, I don't know, I don't get.
But-
Yeah, exactly.
No,
That's
No, that's the
No,
difference.
there's
He
one
Well,
thing
what's funny-
to say,
He always gets
this is
it. He
dumb,
always
I wouldn't do
understands.
this.
Right.
Yeah.
But-
He always knows what he
Oh
knows.
no, here I don't even.
Merch
Is
is going
time
good.
after
our
time.
phones on a disruption?
What's on?
Phones on a
I don't
disruption.
know.
I've rarely heard any feedback from the phone.
I'll go
Chris.
that way.
That won't do it unless
Stare
it's
at
sending
it.
Put mine on
messages.
airplane
a little
mode.
bit smidge early.
Okay.
Ed Boy just fucking piled
Oh,
up two
no.
shoots in one day.
It's part of why we can't get
Just-
pretty par for today.
in the bed. It
Yeah.
is a song.
Have a seat.
You just take a shower.
It's not nearly as echoey as other rooms we've been in.
You're not really sitting in the bathroom,
I
are
know.
you?
Sit on the toilet.
What is-
I'm Kara, by the way.
Hi, nice to meet
Oh,
you.
I thought you guys knew each other.
No.
I don't know. I just,
Here.
For some reason, I
I'm
thought you
turning
did.
sunflower.
How do we all sound, Matthew?
Surprisingly good.
Really?
Yeah, the room's tiny, which
Nice.
helps quite a
We're in
bit.
this weird tiny dressing room because the recording studio was double
Actually, if you
booked.
could close that door, it might even sound better.
Oh, great. Yeah, right. Because this is great in here.
I mean, great is a nice word.
I'm not gonna lie to you, it sounds pretty good.
Really?
Yeah.
Really? I know nothing about sound, but it seems really enclosed.
Yeah.
So it
It
seems
is.
It's like we're all in a tiny radio.
Yeah.
We're in a tiny dressing room that usually is used for
Only room I could get
G4.
in the entire building until 1:30.
Yeah, because Feedback was recording,
Yeah.
and I don't know, they don't usually record today, but then today they just were like, we're going to take the studio, and they did.
Which we can't really fault them for, because we kind of just slide in there all the time.
Yeah, we do.
Yeah.
I mean, it doesn't matter that we have a
Yeah.
bigger audience than they do, but it's
No,
fine.
it doesn't.
What?
Well, Harvard came out there.
What are you talking about? What are you talking about? Listen,
That's fine, Dixie.
numbers don't lie.
It's fine,
No, it's
Dixie.
not lying. He's just looking at it mathematically, not insultingly.
I'm not saying the show's not good. I'm just saying, were we to
Have a math
have
contest.
like an arm wrestling contest,
Oh, I'm in.
like an over the top kind of thing,
I'm very
I would
strong.
spin my cap around and
Yeah,
we'd
everyone
we'd
knows
win.
what's going to happen after
Yeah,
that.
Lord knows I cannot win a real arm wrestling contest.
That's
So,
true.
Ellie
yes.
Kemper, I'm so sorry that this has happened to you. That
Absolutely not.
you're okay in here.
More than okay. This comfy, it's almost a love seat.
I think Joan Rivers uses this. I'm serious. When they do Fashion Police, I
I
think
think
that-
she's in the champagne room.
the,
I'm not kidding.
the champagne room doesn't
That's
have a
the main
bathroom
thing.
in it, though.
Oh, maybe.
Wait, where is there a champagne room? And
It's
is
not really-
Well, it's just
Really
called the
small.
champagne room.
Oh.
But it's the jankiest of dressing rooms. Like, there's no bathroom in it, and
How can
there's.
I not take a picture of this? Wait, hey, how do I get
You
you
have
on
to.
there, dude?
I could.
No, you're in there. There you go.
Oh.
There you go. Stand up, yeah.
That's not bad. Oh,
That's not
saving
bad at all.
HDR. Thank you for being here.
Oh my gosh, of course.
Thank you for your patience.
No patience.
Congratulations on everything.
Thank you. Well,
No,
thanks.
no, seriously.
No, I know.
As a comedian,
Right.
as a comedy. I mean, you're not just a comedian. You don't really do
Oh, me
stand
as
up,
the
but
comedian.
yeah.
I thought you were going to say you as the comedian.
Me as a
and then
comedian
I thought-
talking to you as a
next.
comedy
Oh,
person.
Okay,
yeah.
okay, got it. Yeah. No, I
you-
don't do stand up.
No, but I
But
know.
my grandpa thinks I do.
Are you gonna go do your comedy bits?
Yes.
You gonna do your skits? You gonna do
Also,
your
most
skits?
grandpas think they can do stand up too.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
You can use that. You'll hear that a lot from
Oh, yeah.
parents and
They
grandparents.
ask
Oh.
you if you're playing the Catskills. No,
No.
no one does that anymore.
They burned those down in '82.
Yeah, that doesn't even exist anymore. Do you ever get that you can use this from your grandfather?
Yes. He almost though says it tongue in cheek, like he knows because my sister writes comedy as well, and she, I think he knows it won't actually be used, but he says it anyway. But uncles and aunts, I think, more so. Oh, as I'm sure we all get.
Yeah.
Use that.
Friends'
That
dads.
is-
Friends' dads is a big one too.
Friends' dads.
Friends' dads.
Yeah.
My dad was convinced that same shit, different day would be a huge cultural phenomenon. Where I call him one day and I go, "What are you doing?" He goes, "Same shit, different day. You should get some of your people on that and make that into a bumper sticker."
Wait, hold on. Was this the first time he...
I don't know.
Wait,
Okay.
Did Billy Hardwick invent that saying?
Okay.
In his head, he did. And am I going to say, like, well, I don't know if you... Maybe in his mind, he's like, man, I didn't invent it, but no one's put it on a bumper sticker.
Exactly.
yet."
Oh,
Yeah.
so this wasn't the first time. He knew that someone had said that before.
I was so... I was so taken aback
Of
by
course.
that. Well, first of all, the fact that
Of course.
I have these weird bumper sticker people that are my people that I can just call and be like, okay, we got an assignment, and they're just waiting there on the little machines with the
Yeah.
vinyl.
Chris on line 3.
Yeah.
Another idea.
We got one! It's like
It
Ghostbusters.
comes in on a ticker.
Yeah.
Yes.
Same shit. Okay, hang on. Tick, 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 tick. Different day. Oh my
course.
god. Why has no
I
one...
always like the notion of if you just somebody asks, "How's it going?" They go, "Same day, different shit. So much shit going on in this one day, I can't fucking handle it."
Oh,
That's the bumper sticker.
I like
Yeah,
that
yeah.
twist. Yeah, right.
Yeah,
It is a
exactly.
twist. But I know you did stuff at the Pit in New York,
Yes,
right?
yes.
Yeah.
Same pit, different day.
Same pit, different
Yes.
day.
Yes.
Yeah.
Why is that not
Why is that not call your people?
a
Chris, I'm
weekly
like,
show? I don't
know.
You
why.
have Pit people.
Yeah, right. Okay.
Somehow we're
Same-
selling less of those
Same
bumper
pit,
stickers.
different
Yeah.
day. Yeah.
the
only
people's-
in Chelsea,
Yes.
like from 27th Street to like 23rd Street.
The most regional
Yes.
bumper sticker.
Yeah.
It's
so
like,
they will
For
understand.
that street and
Yes.
that amount of people in comedy in New York.
Yes, between 7
Yeah.
yeah. There's only there's 40 people. No, there's a lot more people who go to the pit. But yes, I did stuff at the pit all the time, and I haven't seen their new theater yet.
I haven't either.
Yeah.
Clarify for listeners, People's Improv Theater.
People's Improv
Oh.
Theater. That's where because one of our podcasts is Comic Book Club Live, and they do that at the People's Improv Theater.
Oh yes.
Yeah,
okay.
and I've done shows there before.
Of course, yes. And did you go to the old theater?
I think it was the old theater.
Yeah.
It was like up a flight of stairs, and in that.
Yeah, and don't you have to hang out behind?
You have to hang out behind the stage.
Behind this, that's another. Again, my grandpa coming full circle. He went to shows at the Pit
Mm-hmm.
and the Upright Citizens Brigade Theater. The Upright Citizens. I keep saying that because of what I'm about to say. Is in a basement. So
Yes.
my grandpa noted, interesting, Ellie, that the Pit is upstairs and the Upright. is
He's not
in the
wrong,
basement.
actually.
Oh, he's not wrong.
wrong.
No, make that in. Yeah,
He's not
He's not
wrong.
wrong. So
That
anyway,
won't fit on a bumper sticker.
that is too long to put on a bumper sticker. But anyway, yes.
The downright Citizens
The
Brigade
downright.
makes a lot more sense
Yes.
to grandpas.
Downtrodden.
The
Poor
downtrodden.
grandpas. The downtrodden.
Beneath
citizens.
Christides.
beneath Christini's. Yeah, because it's under the grocery. I've not been to the UCB East yet.
I haven't either. And it's apparently it's supposed to be very nice. I mean,
I heard it's
or
very
don't know.
nice, like
Yeah.
a nice theater.
Oh,
Like
it
a
is.
Not
theater
like a bunch of
theater.
kids running it. It's like a
It-
nice.
it's like a
I hope they put a pole in the middle just for fun.
just
to obstruct some views.
Yeah, exactly.
But don't you feel like there's this weird thing that happens? And I'm not saying I'm sure the UCB East is going to be fine, but there's always someone who kind of goes, you know what? I'm going to open a really nice theater, and we're going to serve really good food
Like comics?
and have comfortable seats.
No.
Yeah, exactly. And then no one ever goes.
Right.
There's something weird about the psychology of having kind of a difficult, dingy space to deal with.
Yes.
Yeah.
You mean in a good way?
In a
Something-
good
yes,
way,
Yes.
where it almost because UCB, like the UCB theater, the first one, or not the first one, but the one before the UCB East. There's like these two giant posts in the middle of the room, and it's under a grocery store, and it smells like a dumpster, but
Yeah,
it's
it was even
awesome.
more fucked up. The one before that was even crazier.
I never went to that one. I heard about that.
Yeah.
But it's still an amazing place to perform.
It's amazing, but there's gunk dripping.
Yeah.
I mean, that's the only way to
Produce
describe it.
gunk.
Yeah,
From the-
produce gunk.
from the upstairs.
It's thick and
Yeah.
chunky, and it's gunk. Yeah, but there is something about it. The UCB theater here in LA. I think it's like nice. I mean, I think it is bordering on an adult.
No,
it
Yeah,
was-
that was already a
That's what helps.
theater.
Yeah.
That was like
Yeah.
already. That was the. What was it?
The Tamarind.
Tamarind Theater.
Yeah, that was the Tamarind.
Okay, yeah, it's nice.
And Largo's
Seats-
really nice too. Largo went from being just kind of like a pub,
Yeah.
like a nice dark pub.
I asked
Theater.
Walsh about opening the UCB, and he's like, the first thing we had to do was get chairs. It's always weird to just think of that's the first thing you gotta do.
You got
We
people
had
have to
get
have a
chairs
place to
for
sit
the Nerd Melt.
for the Nerd Melt Theater. Yeah.
Yeah, right. Well,
It's a
that
good thing.
no, you don't. I never thought of furniture until you move into a place and there's no furniture, and then you realize, oh, furniture is something you have to get. It's not
Yeah.
just there.
Yeah, it's,
As
It's not
an
the other
adult.
person that lived here before. It's furniture.
Right.
it'd be weird to go to someone's place and they just had a bed,
That's what my
I-
and everyone just
Me
sees
too.
you stand
It's
around.
like that right now. My dining room's empty.
Did you just move?
I know,
Okay.
it just moved. Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, Brent Weinbach's plays like that. It's just like, it's very utilitarian, just like couch, TV on the floor, and a bed in the bedroom. It's
That's like Moby's house.
it. Yeah.
I sort of. Did you say Moby's house?
It's the worst MTV Cribs I've ever seen. Moby. I was like, really?
Why?
Was that actually on Cribs?
Yeah, MTV.
That's
Moby's
really
place.
funny.
It's a very nice place.
It's very nice, but it's
very
sparse.
minimalist.
It's like right over Lake Hollywood.
I don't know which place it was. I'm sure Moby has multiple places
Might.
Sure.
to go with his Grammy Awards.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think it's sort of not furnishing a place. It gives you like this element of like you might take off at any moment.
Yeah, and you don't have to ask friends to help you to move.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So two huge pluses.
You're all like Moby's all like Born Identity. Maybe that's it.
Maybe
he just
Moby
has
needs
he
to
just
be
he just
gone.
has his flight pack ready to go any minute, which
Yeah.
has passports and different currencies.
Yeah,
and,
right.
He took De Niro's speech in Heat, literally.
Yeah.
Have nothing you can't leave in 30
In
seconds.
30 seconds, yeah, to get out of there. Moby, by the way, a very dainty traveler. I flew next to him once.
Oh my
he's tiny.
gosh.
He fits in the overhead bin.
He does fit in the overhead bin.
He
You don't
tends
have to
to.
check him. I mean, on
Yeah.
smaller planes, you'd have to gate check
Southwest charges
Moby.
you like $50 to travel your Moby.
Yeah, but not if you're flying business select. Then you're
allowed one.
You're allowed one Moby.
Yeah.
One Moby. Okay. Wait, what did you guys talk about?
I didn't talk to him.
Okay.
He played Scrabble on his iPad the whole time.
The whole. Where can I ask where you were flying?
LA to New York.
Okay.
And he took the pillow from the little airplane pillow, put it on the floor, and took his shoes off, and just daintily put his feet on the pillow the whole time. I mean, he was.
Yeah.
It was adorable.
It was adorable,
I thought he
yes.
was going to
He was
start knitting.
sweet.
If he had started knitting a cat sweater, I would have been like,
Wouldn't have been surprised.
That's not weird.
It's weird to think that he used to be like a straight edge vegan hardcore guy in New York.
The straight edge vegan, electronic
Yeah.
music.
This is actually much more. I don't know anything about. This is more
We're here to
that I
teach you
know
about
about
Moby.
Moby. Is that
Yeah,
what
yeah.
this
This
is
is actually
about?
not the Nerdist
Okay,
podcast.
this is the
This
Moby.
Week in Moby. Welcome.
Moby lecture.
Yeah.
I give Ellie Kemper 2 Mobies. Two of the possible 4 Mobies. She was not that aware
Actually,
of
the scale is only
Moby.
3 Mobies.
Did not have a
Very
huge
minimal.
Moby awareness.
There was that. No.
What? Actually, the first time I ever heard of Moby. Now, this is such a stupid question.
No.
I literally am about to ask you, what is that song by Moby?
The one with Gwen Stefani. The one with Gwen Stefani is the one you're probably thinking of.
Probably. Oh,
it's like-
da-na-na, da-na-na, da-na.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that is what I'm thinking of.
But there's a bunch of them. There's.
He made more than one?
No.
I always said for some reason that if I was ever a boxer, I would come out to We Are All Made of Stars. I don't know why.
Are you
Anyway.
You gonna make that happen?
I like.
I'm gonna fight.
Is that the one? Da-na-na,
Is that,
No.
That's like something.
Oh.
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
different.
that's off his
Oh,
other
I
podcast.
think. Well, either way, I'm
Listen,
imagining it's
that's what's
uplifting.
happening. It's gonna be great.
So why we bring this up?
Moby.
Ellie, Moby is our
Is
very special
in
guest today. Hey, you guys.
Moby's in the bathroom.
Oh, you didn't mean in the closet like.
No, I know. As soon as I said that, and then I pointed to show you the
What you
closet.
can't see is that there is a tiny wardrobe closet here.
Moby's in here.
That would be crazy.
No.
He's just like knitting.
Don't mind me, guys.
Hey guys.
Hey, sorry.
Yeah, just checking out the closet.
Oh.
What's that?
I
Is
know.
that someone's wardrobe?
I guess.
Put it on, Matt.
Yeah, okay.
Put it on.
What is this? It's Under Armour. Oh, here we go.
Is that something
I
from
don't know if it will fit.
American Ninja Warrior? I didn't really. You don't really have to
okay,
put it
good.
on.
Oh, it's a shirt.
No, it's just audio. Whoa, Matt, that looks crazy.
Hey, thanks, guys. Actually, that might fit. All right.
Just already did.
I am suddenly obsessed with describing. I was
Yeah,
like
yeah.
closet. Thank you for clarifying
course,
that there
yeah.
was a closet.
Yeah, not an extra.
Ellie Kemper claims that Moby is in the closet. Someone's gonna build this whole backstory.
Yeah.
Ellie
Oh my-
Kemper
I've
implores.
never met.
Please be comfortable with who you are, Moby. Like, no, I literally meant there's a closet that he was hiding in.
So Ellie, what has led you to think that Moby is in the closet?
You're gonna be at the Emmys.
Yeah,
They're
yeah,
gonna be
yeah,
like,
yeah.
Here's a riff.
I give my riff -1 Moby because no one got. That's our new benchmark.
I
That's our
love
new
it.
form of
Yeah.
benchmark.
Meanwhile, does this increase or decrease my Moby cred? If I'm If I'm saying he's in the closet, now I have
Well, if we
three
get a
Mobys.
Google News alert with Ellie Kemper and Moby in it,
Then we're gonna know.
Moby.
Okay, great.
If they add you to
For
Mobypedia,
every hit.
then we'll know. Then we'll know.
We'll know for sure.
If you made it on.
Oh God.
Are you? How long did you? Because you're super smarty pants. Because I read that you went to Princeton. And that you studied at Oxford, and you also write for The Onion and McSweeney's and Huffington Post.
Yeah, but I went to but I am a contributing writer for The Onion.
Okay.
And so I moved to New York after England, and then in order to start writing for The Onion, do you guys know Joe Garden?
Yeah, I don't know. Well,
okay.
yeah.
I had to write him letter after letter after. He was first alphabetically on the editors, and I just kept writing him. I was is this before email? No, there was email, but I think I was sent him actual letter, like snail mail letters, asking, can I please submit headlines? Because they don't. I don't know if you know, but they don't like let you just submit headlines.
No, it's a very. I mean, I guess it's quality control, but it's such an intense process for how things make it to the front page of The Onion.
Oh my gosh, yes. I mean, that's, and I've never gotten like a full front page. It's always just been, what is it called, Skybar? Like the places on top. I've gotten some like there, but it is a very intricate and complex process. So after like a year, finally, I guess Joe was just sick of. He's like, fine, you can send some. But then it was like another year of sending headlines before anything got used. But anyway,
what got used?
The first one was, I don't even know if you'll think this is funny. It was dog in purse stares longingly at dog in yard. Yay, thank you guys. Thanks for laughing. Thank you.
Yeah.
No, it was, and then there's like I think, although I said to my boy, I go, because when it was, it's on those newsstands in New York. And I said, Michael, that's my boyfriend. I said, look, they used mine. And then he thought it was funny. He thought the picture of the dog was funny. So I don't know if he actually thought the headline was that funny.
Did you submit that dog picture?
Good job.
Yeah.
Good job, that dog picture, babe.
I wrote the words.
I didn't know the words.
I mean, the picture really makes it come to life, though. What the fuck?
It's really adorable. You should tell people you found that picture of the dog.
I mean, that is a
It
dog
really
who would
sells
stare
it.
longingly at a
It
yard.
really- yeah.
I mean, it just... Like, I don't know, I'm going to cover up. I mean, yeah, okay. No, it's good.
The words themselves aren't as cute as the
I don't know why I've just turned him into Alec Baldwin from Working Girl.
I use that voice all of the time. Do what you just did. Or am I putting you on the spot?
What?
Do the voice you just did.
Oh, you mean this guy who's like, oh, what are you, that's
I do that
adorable.
voice all the time, and it could be imitating anyone. I'll be like, yeah, I talked to Chris today. He was like, but I wouldn't be imitating you doing that. I would
Right.
I don't know why that is.
I talked to Stephen Fry earlier, and he was like, hey, I'm Stephen Fry, and I live in England.
That's like every time Pete Holmes starts riffing, he always turns into that guy.
Hey, yeah. I don't know what it is.
I don't know what that is either. I'll do that. I guess I do sometimes if someone does actually talk like that and I'm imitating them. But that's the only accurate time. I'll do my mom. I'll do my grandpa. My grandpa's like, the upright is downstairs. I don't know why. And the downstairs, the pit is. But yeah, so I do that voice too.
How long were you performing before? Like, what was your kind of? What was your big sort of like breakthrough? Like, oh great, I am officially a paid performer and I don't have to do anything else. The first paid job acting was a commercial for DSW. Do you guys know Maria Thayer? No.
Yeah.
She's great. She's
Straight as a candy.
she's
Oh,
Strangers
yes,
with
yes.
Candy. She's on Eagle Heart right now.
Yeah.
She has red hair. Like
I was going to say, also
a redhead. Really like. Anyway, she and I were in the same. That's how I met her. This DSW commercial. Do you know
wow.
DSW Designer Shoe Warehouse?
Yeah.
Of course.
Designer shoe
Why wouldn't I know that?
Well, there's something.
Design warehouse.
This. I loved you.
Warehouses and barns are not places that you really should be
Cash
buying.
and barn.
Barn.
Yeah. Barn warehouse.
DSW. That's another one. They say designer. They say DSW. Hold on. Do they say DSW Shoe Warehouse?
Yeah.
It's redundant, is what I'm saying.
Yeah.
It's
Like
like
ATM machine, PIN number.
That's why the commercial was a campaign to stop the redundancy. No, I'm kidding. In DSW.
Stop the redundancy.
Of
We have to save time. We don't need to say these words.
Just say, yeah. No, but that was the first paid commercial. So I'm trying to think of something like exciting or funny to happen.
But it was just a job.
I guess it was just a job. I'm trying. So let me think. What was the first paid job you had?
It was it was a show called Trash for MTV.
Yeah, that was your first. Isn't that great?
Yeah.
I mean, isn't
Trash
that like
got
a
canceled
pretty?
right away though?
But still,
okay.
that was your first job. I mean, that sounds like. I mean, anyway.
No,
that's
My first job was actually with coworker of hers, BJ Novak.
Oh yes,
Yeah.
BJ.
Before that, we wrote on this pilot for Showtime called The Offensive Show.
Oh.
With Besser and
Yes.
BJ Porter, Scott Ackerman, all those guys. But yeah, me and Novak.
I know we've talked about this before, but BJ Novak has never not been employed.
I think that's true.
He
Right?
came out from
Well,
Harvard.
it's like, I think I said it before, Jared Grody's joke.
Yeah.
BJ Novak came out to LA with the shirt on his back and the directions to his staff writing job.
Yeah.
Who says that? Whose
Jared-
joke is
our
that?
friend Jared
Local
Grody.
comedian.
That is absolutely correct.
Yeah.
Because what happened?
Well,
I mean,
he came out of Harvard with like 4 movies.
so what do you expect?
What are you gonna do?
Well, no, he was on
really
the
good
ride for the
movies.
Lampoon, and then put on a show that Bob Saget was on at Harvard, like
America's
put on a
Funniest
comedy show,
Comedies.
and then Bob Saget liked him a lot, and then asked him to write on his show.
And how did he and Bob Saget get hooked up in the first
Well, it's
place?
like,
I forget,
he since he was the head writer of the Lampoon would put on shows, like comedy shows. So he did a thing called the BJ Show, and since, they had the budget to have comedians come and do the show, he had Bob Saget come and do it, and then Bob Saget liked everything that BJ did.
That's really, yes, okay.
Yeah.
And then he hired him immediately, and he started working on
Raising
the thing.
Dad.
Raising Dad. That's right.
I don't know why I've become the BJ Novak historian.
Wow.
Well,
I'm a little dusty on my BJ Novak
It really
lore,
needs to
Jonas.
brush
But he was
up.
fine. I mean, we were doing like all the same coffee shop open mics back in early 2000s, and his jokes were solid.
Yeah.
And then it's like after Raising Dad, there was a few months, and then he got punked, and then
I didn't know he wrote on Raising Dad. That's pretty incredible to go straight from college to into a writing job.
Well, I think the
Skipped
Lampoon
graduation.
guys, though, the
He
Lampoon
skipped-
guys are pretty.
yeah.
They're pretty set. Were you? What was your
There-
comedy at Princeton?
I don't think there's an equivalent. There's the newspaper. Now I'm going to insult anyone who writes for this publication. Oh, the Princeton Tigers. No, there's a humiliation. There's a humiliation for audience. There's a publication called a humor magazine. I think there's a humor publication.
Humiliation for a humor publication is a great fucking thing.
Yeah.
I think that's a great way to call it.
That is
Yeah.
I feel like we're spinning so many, churning out so many bumper stickers
Gold.
during this.
Yeah.
Spinning out gold. But called The Tiger.
Mm-hmm.
But it's political. It's very political.
Okay.
I don't think it's like the Lampoon. I don't think. And then there's something called the Nassau Weekly. But I don't think these are actual humor magazines like Lampoon. So I wrote on something called The Triangle, which is like the hasty pudding.
Okay, gotcha.
So, but it's not the same kind of humor. It's guys dressing up as girls and doing a cakewalk. So it's not
Classic.
classic. Wait, you're gonna go with that? So
Although I heard that at SF Sketchfest this past weekend, they did a Rocky Horror tribute, and Barry Bostwick showed up, and he walked out on stage in full drag.
Oh, really?
And didn't tell anyone he was going to do it.
That's amazing.
That's fucking amazing.
That's really cool.
Sometimes
Oh
it
my
is
gosh.
great.
yeah,
Kids in the
it's
hall.
funny.
It's fine.
Kids
Yeah,
in the hall,
right.
right?
I guess it just depends. on
Is that irritating as a female comic actress when you're like, they could have given that part to a funny woman?
Okay, this is where I think there's something wrong with me. That we were just having this discussion yesterday. You know Zach Woods? Why do I keep naming names? But do you know Zach Woods? He's from UCB and he plays Gabe on The Office, and he's
Sure,
this
yeah.
tall, funny guy. He was in The Loop. Anyway, and we were just talking about this yesterday. Now I'm going to put my foot in my mouth. But I am not offended that, maybe they should have just gotten a funny woman to do that thing. Or in the case of anything like that. What? Because that is funny. Isn't that funny?
Yeah.
I mean, sorry, I'm not doing a good job of describing this.
No.
Zach and I were talking about the age-old question, are women funny versus men? Okay, blah, blah, blah. I'm not offended by any of that stuff because, once you make it an issue, then it's an issue.
I've had this conversation before with people where someone said, well, how come... I think maybe it was an interview with an AV Club where they said, well, why do you think there are more guys... Why do you think there are more male-driven podcasts? And I said, well, I think it's just a numbers thing. I think
Yes.
more guys want to be comedians because it's a very... I think it's a defect. I think the comedy gene is a defect. It's to get up in front of strangers
We're
and
all broken.
beat your chest and be like, look at me, I
Right.
need your attention and
Oh,
approval.
that's very- yeah,
I feel
right.
like that
Yeah.
that kind of brokenness is more classically a male defect.
Yeah, it's like a gene in you that also gives you scoliosis.
That
I have a 16-degree curve in my spine.
So I think if,
that is a good way of looking at it.
I think-
or if you consider it, yeah.
yeah, because I know so many women who are way funnier than me and a lot of comics that I know. So I think it's a silly debate to even have. Like, are women funny? Like, oh, fucking of course they are.
Yes, of course.
I just think you see, like, if you go to an open mic or you go to a show, like, you'll tend to see more guys doing it.
Because I feel like there are just more guys doing it.
I think it's just that's just a numbers
even at
thing.
The open mic I run at Meltdown, we will occasionally get 4 or 5 women out of 30 people that go up that
Yes.
night. It's just- sometimes we beat the odds though, and it's like 20 women.
That's awesome.
Which is why I think Bridesmaids was such an important movie.
Yes.
To show, like, look, male, female, it doesn't matter. They're just fucking funny. Like,
Absolutely. And when making that, of course, I feel like it didn't even come up. Like, guys, do you think we're going to beat the odds?
every morning you do your prayer circle.
Yeah, exactly. Ladies, we've got this. It was purely like, this is the story you're telling, so it happens to be about women. So, of course, unfortunately, we're not going to have guys dress up as girls to do it. So we're just going to have girls women play these parts. And never, ever, ever did it come up, like, at least in no conversation, which I was present for, you know, will people go to see this even though it's just women? But then people went out to see it a lot. So that's nice.
Great movie.
Well, I think now when I say I think it's great, it's because I feel like, I do think it's great, and I didn't write it or produce it, so I feel like I can say that and not sound like I'm bragging. But it's really,
it's a great comedy.
It's like super fun, and then I feel like after it came out, when people started saying, "Oh, now, but it's all women," like how are they getting that done?
I don't even know why that's an issue.
I don't know either.
Funny is funny,
right?
I don't really see how that plot works with men. You know, Bridesmaids.
You know what I didn't like? It was like, and I'm sure it was just a thing that happened, but at the Golden Globes when Bridesmaids won, and then Judd Apatow was saying, it's like, Jerry Lewis said women aren't funny. Well, fuck you. There was no women on stage accepting that award.
The Critics' Choice
the Critics' Choice Awards, yeah. There's 4 dudes on stage going, they say women aren't funny, right, fellas?
Oh my god.
I was
Guys, how many movies?
Yeah.
How many movies are we going to get this year?
I thought that moment was very confusing because they announced the winner, and I didn't know if we were going to win, and I got so excited because, of course, all this is very exciting to me. And then, so I leapt up, and like Matt Lucas leapt up, but then nobody else did. So then we were sort of standing there, and then only the producers went up to accept it. So I thought that was weird.
I thought, on behalf of women, it's
Look at my beard.
Well, not
Right.
Yeah.
Look at my manly beard.
Yeah.
Now, let me say something on behalf of black people.
Hello, Mouth. I'd like to introduce you to Foot.
Yeah. Yeah. And I'm sure it wasn't just like anything, it wasn't like a set up kind of thing. It just so happened.
It just exactly.
I'm sure
so then saying that and then seeing.
Yeah, I mean, I'm sure he's being sincere, but it is. There's a certain amount of situational condescension.
Yeah.
That's
situational condescension.
That's
bumper sticker.
Relatively unavoidable.
Yes.
When
you're
like,
exactly.
Where it's just like 5 guys. Or, almost like Mad Men. Like, these gals are great.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
And I come along. No.
How about these people are fun? Like, people are just funny.
Just people.
Yeah,
I know.
People are funny. I mean, when we're booking we do these stand-up specials every year for the podcast, and it's mostly dudes because there are just more dudes.
Yes.
And the women that I know that are amazing stand-ups, if they're not available, it's just like, well, I don't know what to
right.
do. But
next year, let's just do all women. Let's just book it really far in advance.
Well, I want to do.
Night.
But there's never a guys' night. It's like there would be like all.
Every night is guys.
Yeah, I guess
Do you
so.
feel like it's condescending to be like, as a guy, to go, I'm gonna do a women-only comedy podcast?
Yeah, I do.
I almost feel like it's weird. It's like it's weirdly the reverse. Like, it should be sincere and it should be like, in my mind, I'm sure I'd be like, no, it's a good thing I'm doing for society. I'm doing the voice again.
I know.
It's a good thing I'm doing here. I'll switch it up. It's a good thing I'm doing for society. It's another stupid person.
That guy wouldn't know how to do a podcast.
Pod what? Fuck you. That's the devil.
What are you cursing at me?
I like doing at stand-up shows when I hate hearing when it's like, hey, we got a lady coming up. This next comic's a real funny lady. Don't just say, hey, this next comic
It's funny.
Yeah, that's why one time I like the whole entire show was I said, "Hey guys, we got a fella coming up. Let's see if he can hold his own." Huh?
Exactly. It is always a woman who's able to like, but she's cool. She's like a guy. I mean, that's that's like another age-old thing. But to have an all women.
Yeah, but to be a stand-up in general, you kind of have to be a little bit of a loudmouth, like, you know? And it's just like, I just know more loudmouth dudes who are like, hey, look at me!
Totally.
Do you guys see Young Adult?
I've not seen it yet.
Okay, well, this is what's neat about it is that the character. I've heard a lot of people go, "Oh, it's like really grating." The main character played by Charlize Theron, and upon watching it, I realized it's just the female version of Danny McBride character.
Oh, yeah.
Where it's like nothing she does is wrong. She's a fucking asshole, but you have to cheer for her because there's no one else to cheer for.
Oh, right.
And I think that's what was rubbing a lot of people off the wrong way, which is like they weren't used to like a female actress being
a Danny McBride character.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, how interesting! You mean so that it was more grating because it was like.
Yeah, I think that's what put people.
Or that's
off
what.
about it.
Yeah.
But you liked it.
You know what? After I watched it, I was like, "Fuck that movie!" And then every time I started telling somebody about it, it sounds like I was like, "It sounds like I like the movie."
Isn't that weird?
That's so funny. You were trying to resist it or something. You were like,
so.
Yeah.
Isn't it weird how you can feel like you hate a movie, but for some reason, like some movies just stick in your gut.
I think it was just the feeling the movie left me, which was meaning the movie did its job.
That did its job.
Yeah.
Like
Totally.
it made you feel something.
and I took it with me.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Do you have a movie like that?
Well, no, I'm feeling that way right now about The Gray, which I guess. But I've been upset about it all day.
Why?
Because it's a dark, upsetting movie. But it's. Have you seen it yet?
I've not seen The
What
Gray.
made you think it would be an uplifting?
I don't know. Because you know what? Because Alive.
The scene between him and a wife going, "Let's stop all this fighting. I think wolves and men
Let's
can live
just
together."
And then just cut to Liam Neeson and like 50 wolves at Farrell's ice cream parlor.
Love that. I thought maybe.
I know this plane went down, and we all have to survive against these wolves, and a lot of us are probably going to die. This is the trailer. Come see this.
Yeah.
It's
All
very
the wolves have party hats and bibs on,
It
and
ends
these
with just
giant
like a freeze
Sundays.
frame of them with Liam Neeson's wolf parade.
Yes.
It's just like
Going great!
Yeah.
For some reason,
Great.
that seems like a children's
Great.
book to me.
Yeah, thanks.
Liam Neeson's Wolf Parade. I would read that.
Yeah, I would read that.
Or listen to the audio.
It's like the old
wait, there's a
SCTV
band
sketch,
called Wolf Parade.
Circus Lupus, the Circus of Wolves.
Yes, the circus.
There's a band called
Wolf Parade.
Parade.
Yeah. And Wolf Eyes and Sea Wolf and there's
lot of
lots of
wolves.
wolf bands. It was really big a few years ago.
Earwolf.
Airwolf.
A lot of wolves.
A lot of wolves. Yeah, right. I just know my wolf experience growing up was Julia the Wolf.
Oh wait, you just segued into our next segment, Ellie Kemper's wolf experience.
Yeah, Queen
They opened
of
for
the Sex.
Polyphonic Spree. Willie Kemper's Wolf Experience over Polyphonic Spree and Arcade Fire.
Is yeah. And Call of the Wild, of course.
Oh, right.
But as this is what I was saying before you came in, my dad was telling me he happened to see. We're not. I don't live with my dad, but we happened to see The Gray at the same time. He saw it in St. Louis. I saw it in Los Angeles at the same time. So we were talking about it. My dad was saying there hasn't been a wolf attack in North America in however many years, 40 years. Are you looking it up? Or
No.
You're looking at wolf attacks? Oh, do you have to go shoot
were.
If you were.
Guys, there's just been 80 wolf attacks in the past hour.
There's been, oh gosh, I'm eating my words.
Wolf attacks.
Anyway, so it's giving wolves a bad name is what was his fear.
Jerry Lewis said wolves aren't funny. And Judd Apatow accepts this wolf award.
I'm not going to argue.
My dream,
on
if we can finally stop, if we can just say this wolf is funny for who he is. Not funny like a guy, not
Regardless
funny
of
like...
species, this wolf is very
Just
funny.
Now,
funny.
in the movie Bride's Wolves,
Yes. With little Bride's wolves.
Guys, I gotta go write that.
Go, before someone else gets to it. Yeah, no, but Alive, I don't remember the ending, actually. But I don't remember feeling as depressed afterwards. Was
They
that
just
weird?
need people in Alive.
But they get home and
Yeah, they get
based on
home,
a
I
true
think.
story. That's
I don't
why
want to
it's
give
not.
away the Gray.
spoiler
But
alert.
spoiler alert.
Spoiler alert.
I did love Girl with the Dragon Tattoo. Did you see it?
I have not seen it yet. I heard it's exactly
I haven't
like
seen
the Swedish version.
Didn't see the Swedish version.
No.
Don't need to.
Don't need to.
Not now.
Exactly
Not
the same.
now, yeah.
It's the same, but blip, blip, blip,
Have
blip.
you ever wanted a foreign movie but wanted an American director to direct it? Yes.
See?
Yeah.
You guys, now I'm remembering that for my Julie of the Wolves project in fourth grade. This is where like the public school system went wrong. The project was to like make a diorama of what the wolves ate or what Julie ate. Do you guys know this book, Julie of the Wolves?
No.
What happens? She's like with the wolves.
She's like living with the wolves for I read it in 6th grade.
So Gorillas in the Mist, but replace Gorillas with Wolves?
Yes,
Pretty much,
exactly.
yeah.
Yeah.
Wolves in the Mist.
Yeah.
Wolves in the Mist.
Okay.
And so I made a diorama of like what Julie ate. But I just took some ham and then I also took some, I don't know where she was getting milk, and I just put it on some construction paper. Yeah, wolf's teeth. But where did I
don't.
And that was my project. And that was,
What'd you get?
what do you think?
Eggs.
So she went to Princeton. What are you talking about?
What do you think?
Of course.
Hello? Yeah.
Do you still have time to write? Are you still
After
finding
the
time
Julie
to-
the Wolves project? How am I? No, I'm not right. I was just talking about this too, with Zach. Not writing anymore. I mean, for right now, I mean.
Right.
Zach seems to be hitting a lot of the same topics we are. Does he
Does he have a podcast?
The Zachist.
Zach said you would ask that.
Zach did warn me about this. Yeah.
That's Zach. He's like half a Moby.
I write for The Onion every morning. There's a daily assignment every morning, so I write jokes for that.
That's fantastic.
Great, yeah. But we all do.
No, but you're literally working on the best stuff in our culture right now, between The Onion and
Being on this podcast.
and this podcast.
Yes, that is
everything. You wrote this entire.
I wrote it out. Thank you
Everything.
guys for making it seem natural.
That is okay, Ellie.
Shoot.
Sorry.
I wrote it this
Right,
morning.
the other time.
I wrote it this
Typo. You're gonna have
Oh,
to.
gosh.
I'm still for some reason I'm doing the space work.
The what?
The typo. I'm doing the fucking space
Is
work.
that
on the
hard, you
podcast.
guys?
Hello? Physical comedy doesn't work on a podcast?
You're not
Okay.
supposed to use a real phone,
Oh,
Matt.
I'm sorry.
Guys,
must
check
happen
out
a
this
lot.
dance.
The only thing I do like is if I am trying to tell you something, I can't just go like that.
Wait, are we not supposed to talk about that?
Yeah,
Because you were just doing the no.
You can't.
No what?
If I'm doing it for
We're not
yeah,
supposed to.
that does
talk
get
about that?
confusing.
Is there a show on TV? Because you seem pretty well set. You have a television job. I assume you're doing more movies.
I hope so.
Hint, hint, listeners.
Hint, hint. Yeah, I hope so.
Is there a show right now that's on that you were like, fuck, I would really love to be on that show?
Well, yeah.
What?
Downton Abbey.
Of course.
I am just listen. Do you guys watch it?
I've not
No, that's
I've
on
not seen this
same
season
time
of
as
it.
Finding Bigfoot.
Yeah, if there's one way.
That is
there's
the
a
worst
way.
fucking sentence
Do you
I've
watch
ever heard of.
that?
Yes!
I know
live
nothing
tweeted.
about Finding-
I live tweeted.
You do. I
every
didn't.
second.
I'm Twitter dumb. Wait,
Well,
what?
listen,
It's
they
like
love
Downton
Bigfoot.
Abbey for woods people.
Oh my
The
gosh.
Bigfoots live upstairs.
You should see the people that because people follow me and Patton and they're like, I'm so confused by this. You're finding Bigfoot and he's downtown. And then
If only there was a way to
you could
watch
probably.
two shows that are on at the same
I
time.
wish.
in
Not
this day and
possible.
age.
I wish.
Yeah, no, there isn't.
So what
But
do you?
anyway, Finding
That would
Bigfoot.
be-
I've not seen the season of Downton Abbey, but
I haven't. I should clarify. I haven't either. I only just finished the first season last
Okay.
night. Actually, big.
Wow, big night for you.
Big night of
Yeah.
watching things.
The Grey.
Straight into
Downton
Downton Abbey. But so I am probably no further along than you are.
yeah,
Where
no,
did- where did you start?
I've only seen a couple
Well,
episodes of the
guys,
first season.
I'm far enough along to tell you they haven't found Bigfoot yet.
On Downton Abbey.
Wait, so on Finding
We've got
Big-
to find Bigfoot.
Did you see the
Send the
SNL
help.
Downton Abbey sketch?
No.
It's like it was as if Downton Abbey was going to start being aired on Spike TV, so they just did a promo. It's like there's all these rich people that live in a castle or church or something, and in the basement there's the tuxedo people. And then it's like, so tune in to Downton Abbey. Screw it. It's fancy entourage.
Who would you be on Downton Abbey?
I guess I would want to be Mary. I don't know the actress.
No, I mean like if you could be your own character. Like,
Oh, my own. Oh,
yeah.
I would be. I actually would want. I would want to be a daughter.
Okay.
Actually, wait. Hold on. Now I need to think about this. It
Well, what did you
probably
say
would
to
be
Zach
more fun to
about
be a
this?
maid. Zach asked me this question, and I said I wanted to be his lordship. But now I'm taking that back. I think I would rather be a maid. Always better to be a maid. I think.
Would you rather be a maid or would you rather be a daughter who is having an affair with one of the help and you shouldn't be having that kind of a relationship?
That could be fun too.
Right?
That
Yeah.
seems stressful.
Yeah, it would
It
be.
All the secrets and hiding in that house, everyone's always talking about it.
I know, there's only the 2 floors upstairs and downstairs.
Yeah, right.
Where do you sneak off?
What is surprising about Downton Abbey? I had heard such. Don't want to get in trouble. I had heard such rave reviews of Downton Abbey. Blah, blah, blah. I thought that it was going to be more subtle than it was, and then when I saw it, I mean, it's sort of a soap opera.
It's a soap
It is
opera.
so.
But I didn't realize that.
Yeah, yeah.
I thought it was going to be more.
But that's the thing about Americans, though. It's like it's a soap opera. You put British accents on it. Everyone's like, "Oh, it's classy.
It's
It's, so much
exactly.
better." You just don't get it.
Have you
it's
seen
so much
Skins?
better. Yeah.
Well, I mean, but like most shows are soap operas. Game of Thrones is just medieval soap opera.
Lost was a soap opera.
They're all
Yeah.
soap
Walking Dead's
operas.
a
Yeah.
soap opera most of the time.
What is?
Storage Wars is like a soap opera to me.
He doesn't watch anything scripted. He hates entertainment.
So he primarily, what is the premise of Finding Bigfoot? They're just finding him?
It's a Bigfoot research team that goes out looking for Bigfoot.
Yeah.
The best part is when they interview the townspeople. They have a town hall meeting wherever they are.
And they actually think that they've seen...
Has anyone here ever had an experience or seen anything that might have been a Bigfoot? And then the hands slowly go.
A point of order, fuck yourself. We have to fix the water main.
Listen, I'm Finding Bigfoot's great.
Yeah, okay.
I'm in contact with their publicist, so if we want anybody from Finding Bigfoot,
We're gonna get Bigfoot?
We could probably.
Okay, when we get Bigfoot, then you come back to me.
Yeah.
We'll have on the podcast.
There's a guy with long hair named Bobo who stands in for Bigfoot whenever we try to recreate photos or footage, and that's the
Show
best
a lot
part.
of clips from it. Yeah.
On the soup? You guys should
Yeah. All these shows that I don't care about that I know about now.
God, I should have your job.
Do you feel like? do you feel like you're? Do you feel like you're kind of like where you want it when you were young, starting out in acting? Do you feel like, oh, this is exactly what I pictured?
This is great to have a job, to be, paid to do a job that we like. That's nice. That sounds, cliched, but of course that's really nice. And then also, like, I do like these, I love The Office, so that was great that it happened, that then I got to work on it. And Bridesmaids has been so, again, I just use this word, it's like really lucky, because right place, right time, I guess. I don't know. But the ladies on that movie, they're like actually just good people. So that was really fortunate. But I also think growing up, I don't know if you guys, did you always think, oh, I want to be all of you? There's 20 people in here. Did you want to be comedians growing up? Because I wasn't sure what I wanted to do.
I did.
Okay. Guys versus girls.
I tried. This is a true story. When I was 13, I tried to convert to Judaism because I thought that to be a comedian you had to be Jewish.
That is so great.
Yeah.
You were so devoted. Wait, what are you?
Catholic.
Okay.
I was raised Catholic.
Okay,
I told people I was Canadian because I thought comics were from Canada.
Or Chicago.
Chicago.
You gotta do the Chicago Second City, guys.
Yeah. It was either become a comedian or be Lars Ulrich, and the other one was going to happen.
That was going to be way too.
Yeah.
You could be the funny Lars Ulrich.
Funny on purpose?
Yeah, the funny on purpose Lars Ulrich.
I wanted a bar mitzvah so bad.
Wait, hold on. Did you actually, how far did you get? Do you have siblings?
I
Did you tell your
got
parents?
my mom to get me a book.
Yeah.
And then it went really no further than her saying no.
Okay, so it went, but I have a question. What were you watching until you were 13?
Sid Caesar, the old Dick Van Dyke Show.
All Mel Brooks.
Yeah, all the old Mel Brooks stuff.
Is
The
Dick
Marx
Van Dyke
Brothers.
Jewish?
No, but Carl Reiner was.
Oh, okay, yeah.
I was like, I want to be the guy that wrote this, not the guy in it.
I asked my mom once. I said, "Is Woody Allen Jewish?" I didn't know. This is my example. So clearly, no, didn't grow up like thinking I'm going to be. But I didn't know that. I forget why. The first Woody Allen movie I saw was Match Point. Do you? That is insane.
Oh, wow.
First of all, that's 2006 or something,
Yeah.
2005.
Right.
And it's not
still-
characteristic, I would say, of his like.
No,
No, definitely
I would
not.
say it's not his signature.
I still
Like a
haven't
murder
seen
mystery?
Annie
No.
Hall.
Yes.
I still have never seen Annie Hall.
Really?
Have you really not?
I've seen almost every other Woody
Wow,
Allen movie.
that one's... It's
That's funny that you were gonna fucking convert to Judaism,
Is that-
and yet you can't
I'm
sit down
sorry,
for
you have
90
to see
minutes
Annie
to see
Hall?
Annie
Yeah.
Hall.
Yes.
Convert?
Yes.
I mean, you really
Oh, here's the
should.
Torah and
I mean, just,
Blu-ray
in
copy
terms of
Annie
comedy
Hall.
writing, yeah, you probably
If
should
your
see Annie
reason
Hall.
for doing it was like comedy
Guys,
driven,
it was the one of like I've
You're
seen
right.
I'd
You've
say
seen
that's
every other
probably
one.
the most
I am-
Jewish movie.
We're gonna sit you down.
It is-
Put a yarmulke on you, make you watch Annie Hall.
I'm in.
All right.
Yes, we can't begin to list the number of movies I haven't seen.
Well,
There's a lot I haven't seen.
We should all watch them.
So
as
that's-
part of a movie club.
Yeah.
Movie
We're
club.
great.
Yeah.
Each movie we give a movie.
I'm busy.
Yes.
Oh.
I'm busy.
Sorry.
But so I can't. So you didn't give her okay. But did you guys grow up thinking? Yeah.
I always wanted to be a comedian. I mean, I was always someone who would jump up in front of the class, but usually to complete failure. Like I was.
In what way?
I mean, like I wanted to be the, I guess whatever a class clown equivalent would be, but
Class clown.
Yeah, but I had way more misses than hits.
I hated the class clown.
Wait,
I
what?
hated him.
What is the class? I don't think I ever was in a class with a class clown. I wish I had
The
been.
loudest kid.
Just the loudest kid.
yeah.
Okay.
He
And what do you-
underscores what they're all thinking.
Okay.
Yeah.
So what do you have? Sorry, you don't have to name them, but do you remember things that failed? I feel like you went up with a bit and it just in fourth grade.
I just
Yeah,
just trying
no.
to trying to shout out. The problem with class clownism is that if you do it and it hits, you're probably not going to get in trouble because everyone's going to be like, "Oh, we had a nice laugh."
Right.
when people don't laugh, you're just disruptive.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
And then you get in trouble.
Right,
And
right,
so
right.
that's what I would get in trouble for.
Okay. Yeah.
It's like if you do a joke at a club and it bombs, and then afterwards the owner of the club takes you and gives you detention.
Right.
You're gonna clean all these erasers from our
yeah.
weird
A
blackboard.
joke about your dad really flopped. It was disruptive to the club and the
And
flow
you
of the
owe us
comedy.
$17.95 for the chicken wings.
And also,
So when did you realize that you were funny, or that you had this thing that that other kids didn't have?
well, I don't know if it's that other kids don't have that, but I did really enjoy. I was always in high school plays in high school.
That's
Conveniently
good.
enough.
Yeah.
I was in a high school play a few years ago. I got in a lot of trouble.
We did have people who weren't like some teachers would play parts in our high school
Yeah.
plays, which I thought was so wildly
Yeah.
unfair
Yeah,
because
yeah,
why
yeah,
not
yeah.
have a set, even if it was like a 40-year-old
So
part.
the play we're doing is 9.5 weeks, and
Yes.
what? It's not a play. Well, I know, but I'm bringing the dramatization to the stage.
You don't mind.
I'm your teacher. I'm going to play the.
Exactly.
I mean, I guess I should play the Mickey Rourke part. There really are not a lot of
Yeah.
male
There aren't
parts in
too
here.
many other.
You know,
yeah.
I'll play all the parts. This is now a one-man show.
Actually, but I do need someone on props. So if anyone wants to do we did cabaret, which I feel like is pretty, isn't that
Yeah.
for a high school
little
play?
risque,
It's a
yeah.
little risque.
I did Crazy Camp. Yes, both the crazy and camp were spelled with K's.
Case.
Oh.
Next question. That was the next.
Yes.
Zach.
Yeah.
Zach knew.
Zach
Zach with
knew.
a K. Zach.
Zach was in it.
Doing. Yeah. Doing improv in college. I was like, I'd never done improv before, which is different from stand up. Grandpa.
Yeah.
And that was easy. That was like the
You
first
just
thing I was
call
like,
Chris
that's fun.
Grandpa. That was weird. They don't know.
Yeah.
Okay, they didn't know I directed. I don't even know where it's recording. In my mind, it's louder if I.
But
get
if your
close enough.
grandpa like did understand improv, do you think he'd still call you up with like, I got a good suggestion?
Yes. Yes.
I got a place.
And
I-
a location and an occupation.
He does not
The
like the
doctor's
office.
office.
He doesn't like The Office?
And he makes no bones about. I do want to kind of be like, I get it. You don't have to like it. You're a different generation, But he said several times that he doesn't like it, and I'm like, I know that. And my
Once is
sister
enough.
writes on it, and so two of his granddaughters are.
That's amazing. How did you
It's
you
great.
get?
Carrie wrote. Carrie's her name. Carrie wrote. I was on it for a few months. Carrie wrote a play, called Bottom of the Pool, which is about a dog who commits suicide. And she had this play. It's a dark comedy. Oh, now I'm back in
no
wolf
shit.
territory.
Was this after he looked longingly at the dog in the yard?
Once I get out of the purse.
Bring it
Clap,
all
put
around.
down the coffee to bring
Thank
it around.
you,
Thank you.
of course.
Thank you for me.
Of
That's
course.
nice. Yes, it was after, and he was like, I can't take it anymore. I hate being in this purse. So anyway, we showed that to, she showed that to Paul Lieberstein, who runs the show. So anyway, so then she started working there. Anyway, so that's great, because we also get along, so. But works out for everybody.
You ever ask her like, can you write like a thing where I do this?
I know. I really do feel. First of all, I'm so scared of like, what if, they think Carrie told me something that went on in the writers' room that I'm not supposed to know. So like, we do make it a point like, don't talk about anything because I'm so worried about that. But also, I don't think she has any like sway in order to be like, I really think I would like to write Ellie this line. Like, I think she's like told what to do.
Right.
I mean, not that she isn't her own person, but that she is. Right? I've never been in a writer's room.
It's weird
I would
because
think-
before the podcast, you were specifically saying how she's not her own person. What?
Shut up.
I thought you wanted everyone to know that.
No, that is what I said to you and to Zach. That is not something. Can you guys have Zach on next so he can defend himself?
I feel like.
I'm just assuming Zach is your alter ego. You're gonna come back in.
Zach's
hair
your-
stuff.
Hey everybody! He's like a bad fake mustache.
Oh, I love Zach.
Guys, you just have
Hey
to
guys,
go
I brought
along with it.
Moby. Zach!
That's why Carrie's like, I'm so sorry, you guys. Ellie just has this weird thing.
I know.
It just helps her. We don't talk about it at home. She thinks she has
They
a
just
brother
love
named
doing
Zach.
that. We did want to name my little brother Zach, but he was Billy. Billy, like your dad.
Like my dad.
Yeah. But yeah. Well, wait. Can't remember what I was gonna say.
We were talking about improv, and you were just talking, like, just the idea when you first did improv for the first time, was it that, like, oh my god, this!
Now, not to get artsy fartsy about it, technical term. Are you familiar with that term, artsy? Do I need to explain it?
Yes.
So it is something that is related to the arts and the farts.
Farts, exactly.
Okay, good.
It's somewhere in between.
Okay.
But I really think, first of all, I was like, okay, I understand the basic gist of improv. So that was the one time besides calculus, no I'm kidding, I don't know why I just like, I do know actually why. Because when we were talking about class clowns, I'm gonna get back to that later.
That's fine.
Basically, it seemed very natural, and it also seems like this is the artsy fartsy part. It's like a very clear way on how to act in the world. So if someone says something, then you never deny it. You make a good conversation, and you say yes, and then you give them more information, and you keep furthering it.
Yeah,
So
but
it's
it's a specific skill though, because a lot of times a lot of people either have difficulty doing it or they second guess, or they just can't get get their brain out of the way.
And then those people aren't good improvisers. So because I do that, and now I will say this. Now I will get in trouble. But I've noticed sometimes in some improv classes that guys more than girls.
Yeah.
Again, numbers, because there are probably a lot of guys there, more guys there, would have a harder time listening to what I just said. And so, like, they already had this idea of what they were going to say.
Because I feel like it is a yes, because guys, I feel like don't, just like you said, they don't listen as much, and it's more of a guy thing to, like, try to seize control of the scene and make it, I'm going to take it. That was my biggest problem with improv.
Yes.
Sorry, what did
Like,
you say?
yeah, exactly. That's a good, oh, well.
That's the no.
Nice.
Then if you were to go and start changing the conversation.
And then if you had
But
gone
I'm
back to your
finding
Bigfoot.
Bigfoot, you guys.
Because
Well, you do that all the time anyway.
Because
What?
you have to be comfortable just kind of being in that moment and like, no, we're going to kind of
Yeah.
ebb and flow together rather than, as soon as I'm going to say my thing, I'm going to fucking lay this room
Right.
out. It's so douchey. That's not the right way to do improv.
And also, I just made a huge generalization. Women do that all the time too, nonstop. But so I
Just guys.
I did just say guys. Oh my God.
Just guys. Do it. Fuck them! No, but that was my problem
I'm
too.
such a man hater.
But between that, we're horrible. But just between that and
I'm
like,
put down my own gender here, but
and then the stand-up gene, like that also hurts it too, because you're so used to being entirely in control of your little comedy universe.
I think stand-up and improv I've done stand-up once, and it did not go well. And I think that they couldn't be more different.
Totally different.
Yes. I think stand-up is terrible.
Unless you talk to the crowd a lot, though. If you're talking to the crowd a lot, then you do have to listen, and you do have to figure out ways to. You can't rely on an audience member really to drive the interaction.
Yeah, right.
But a good improv team knows, like, whatever I lay out, the other person's gonna.
Yeah.
improv is so fun because it you're with a group of people making yourselves laugh and move things forward. And if it goes bad, at least you have someone to walk off stage with and commiserate with. As far as like with stand-up, you walk off and you're just like...
I can't imagine how it feels. I mean, only because I don't do stand-up. So
yeah, I've done both.
Yes.
And like it's like improv, even like on a bad game or a bad run, you go off and you're like, fuck, well you could have done this. I thought about this, but I didn't do it. Let's go get beers.
Yes.
You know,
Yes.
and
And if you're all
Stand up, you
alone,
drink
all alone,
a
you just fucking, I'm gonna go get a bottle of whiskey.
I think that would have to feel awful.
What was your stand-up experience like?
It was at UCB, and it was fine. You know why it was fine? I think I said it was terrible, but that is me being dramatic. Because it was fine, and I'll tell you why. Because I just had a pad of paper, and if the joke wasn't funny, I'd be like, oh. I mean, it was not really stand-up. Like, it wasn't like, and so but everyone was in it. Everyone was, there weren't hecklers, like, it was because I was copping out on it. It was like, oh, okay, and it was a school night or something. It was something where it's like people trying out things.
Yeah.
So yeah. So what was it like? It was I had a pad of paper, so it's not like I felt like alone out there. But if I had to memorize a set or whatever and go out there, I just think that sounds like exactly the stuff of nightmare. And I don't know how. I don't know what I don't know what motivates someone to do. I just think it's so hard. I don't think I'm built for that.
It's a defect. It's a defect. It's a defect to get up in front of strangers and try to make them like you. It's a defect. It's a weird thing to do.
But it makes them happy. It makes the people happy.
It does, but the need to have to be like, I want to control this group and
Right.
it's a weird thing to want to be compelled to do.
It's not weird. It's just it's not common.
No.
Otherwise everyone would be a
Right.
stand-up.
A lot of
guess.
people, yeah.
Some people think they are.
A lot of people think they are.
I guess
Yeah,
yeah, that's
your
true.
grandpa.
My
Grandpa
dad.
for one.
My
Your
dad.
dad.
Yeah.
Wait, what does your dad do? Is he he's in comedy?
No. Well, sort of. My dad was a professional bowler.
He
Those
was?
are hilarious.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. So I grew
Are you
up.
good at bowling?
I'm pretty good.
He
Yeah.
is.
Yeah, he has his own ball, so.
Last time we bowled, he beat me by 110.
Is that true?
All right, I'm a shitty bowler, but he's
Okay,
very good.
okay,
But he's
yeah.
very good.
Yes.
Yeah, I grew up in a bowling center.
In a what?
In a bowling center. I grew up in a bowling center.
Yeah.
Basically. That was my incubation chamber.
Were you really
Yeah.
good at Rampage? Did they have like a Rampage machine there?
I was really good at video games because I made my dad get an arcade.
Yeah.
And I was really good at the basketball, like that little mini basketball
nice.
game. As non-sportsy of a person as I am, for some reason, I can just I can nail those.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, ladies love it. Oh, look at my arcade basketball.
He's real good.
Those are some genes I want to continue on.
That's like a yeah, women are attracted to that. Like no, because now I was trying to come up with like an evolutionary reason for it.
There must
You
be
already said it.
he can put that ball in that hoop.
Yeah, exactly.
You
Yeah.
can put that spear in that mammoth. Why do they talk like they're in their 30s?
I don't know.
But that's
Hey,
like a
I said-
caveman.
I'm gonna spear you good, mama. I'm gonna make some shoes out of your feet.
All of a sudden, John Mulaney shows up.
Are you listening to? Are there any stand-ups you're listening that you like currently? You pray.
I'm not. No. I am not currently listening to. You asked that very politely. You're like that. You're currently listening to. I'm not right now.
Okay.
But tell me which ones you're listening to.
Well, Mulaney,
John
John
Mulaney
Mulaney
just put
has
out
a
his
new
new album. Is great. The new Tom Papa album is flawless. Anthony Jeselnik just told me the name of his next album, Caligula.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
When is that happening?
I think soon. The cover of it's great. It's going to be a really good album. His first album is called Shakespeare, so. it's on the
Oh,
same
well
track.
done.
Yeah.
Wait, John Mulaney, the 30s thing. Tell me why.
Oh, he just
Does
John
he do a
just
bit, or
sort of
does he-
has this
That
kind
quality.
of timbre
Yeah.
to his voice.
Now, I've never been to a doctor before,
Right.
but, you know.
Yeah.
My feminine, spindly limbs. Like, it's a lot of that.
My mom loves him. I don't know when she's seen. My mom is not like super into comedy or anything, but she loves John Mulaney.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he's a great comic.
Yeah.
They're in suits now, too, which I
Yeah,
like.
I know.
You know?
No.
You like him in the hoodie?
I like him in. Look, he looks more comfortable in the hoodie.
He
And
does
then
look
I feel
comfortable in the
comfortable for
hoodie.
him, and he's always hilarious either way. But
Oh, and Hampton Yount's album is really good.
Anthony Yount, someone you like. Kyle Kinane is someone you would
Kinane,
love.
yeah.
Okay.
Pete Holmes, Matt
Holmes,
Bronger,
Matt Bronger.
Natasha Leggero,
Kumail Nanjiani.
Here we go.
Maria Bamford.
Oh,
Frank
yeah.
Farmer.
Maria Bamford.
Frank Caliendo.
Yeah.
Frank Stallone.
There's a bunch.
All
There's
the
a whole
Franks.
mess of comics.
There's a
right
whole
now.
mess. Yeah. Okay. Well, I'll look into that. No, I should. I
What was
should
your
be
circle in improv in New York?
You mean the people?
Yeah.
Well, it was sort of. Let's see. I moved from there like 3 years ago. So I don't know if you would. No, like Erica Pell. Do you guys?
Yeah, of course.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Erica Pell and Shannon O'Neill and you guys know Chris Gethard?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
The,
Eric actually, his episode of The Office he directed just aired
it
last
just
week.
aired. Did you happen to? Or I'm putting you on the spot. I just watched it.
Yes, it's great.
It came out really well.
Yeah. It's a very, very awesome for him.
Oh, Eric's great.
Yeah.
I've known him for a while, I guess. I was on like 2 different improv teams with him.
Nice.
And I'm trying to think of other people who you would know. Do you guys know Ptolemy Slocum?
No.
He was on The Wire. He's always playing a crazy person.
I've still got to watch The Wire.
Have you not?
No.
Okay, I know.
I'm afraid of it.
Well, you have to pay attention.
That's the thing, is that everyone's like, it's like a cult. You know, people don't just go, oh, you should really watch this show. They're like, this will fucking change your life. So I feel a lot of pressure
No,
to
you
think
know.
it's the greatest thing I've ever seen.
Yeah.
I've met a number
And
of
it
people
seemed-
who will buy me the DVD.
And it feels so intense, and there's like 5 seasons of it, right?
Yeah.
Yes, and yeah.
Yeah.
I have
Right?
jobs. Like, I can't.
Exactly. You do have to put all of your focus into it. I have seen the first, again, like 7 episodes, and well, maybe I am not that smart. Like, you really have to
You
pay
really
attention.
have
You
to
maybe
watch
don't have to pay attention. When you say people offered to buy you the
People
DVD,
who
you mean
love
because they
the
want you
show,
to watch it.
They want me to watch it so badly they'll say, I will buy you all 5 seasons.
My favorite character is it Lance Reddick? Is that his name? Who plays Sergeant? I can't remember.
Yeah, he's
Lieutenant.
also in Lost. He was also in Lost.
Yes.
Yeah, he's a tall, skinny black guy.
Oh, gotcha.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
It's like Aziz is obsessed with him.
oh, really?
Like anytime Aziz has like an icon on any social networking site, it's Lance Reddick.
That's awesome.
That is really that's funny to me because this character he plays is crazy. Anyway, Aziz and I took an improv class together. That was the first time I met him. Aziz is like 14. I mean, he's not, but he is really young,
Yeah,
isn't he?
he's 20.
Gotta be like 28.
7 or 8.
Well, he
was
was
like a year or two
14
younger
once.
than me.
Yes.
Yeah.
At one time he was 14.
How old are you? Oh, sorry, I
I'm
don't know.
29.
Okay. Oh, I thought you said a year or two older than you.
Oh, no, younger than me.
Yeah.
You're-
Sometimes it makes sense.
Yeah. How are you? You did something real bad to yourself.
Jonah's 18.
Started drinking real young.
Do you know who is young? You know who?
Who?
Zach. He's like 24 or something.
You know who?
You know who?
Zach.
There's a guy. I did improv with him, but again, you don't know him. So
Zach Attack.
Zach Attack. Do you guys know Christina Gaussis?
No.
Should I keep throwing out?
Yes, please.
You know, but yeah.
It's funny how you think you know everyone in all the comedy scenes, and then like you just mentioned like 5 people. Like, I don't know.
Brian Berebi.
I know him.
Yeah, I worked with him and Eric on Milanakis.
Oh yeah, well and Erica Bell. Yeah, that's how because I met Andy Milanakis, right? Am I saying it right?
Andy Milanakis.
Milanakis, yeah. That was when was that show? That was
in 2005.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I remember when Eric was working there. Well, he was very excited. But I do think also do you ever feel like, oh, wait a second, that was an older generation now? Because now I'm 31, and so I'm like, okay, well all the people who, like I improvised with at UCB, I don't know, it's like a passing generation.
I'm seeing a shift now.
Yeah.
As far as like people I know in my
The whole like the next wave of young
shift is
comedians
coming
come in
Yeah.
with their
Those
weird
fucking
anti-structure
assholes.
ideas. No, they all have to go through it. I'm gonna go up and do something that's purposely bad so I can fuck with the audience.
Yeah.
Why, who wins?
Oh,
Have you been
yeah.
to my open mic? Oh, you have.
There's some good people there, though.
There are
like kids that are starting out.
Yeah,
just
they're
that are
coming
just
I'm surprised.
solid know who they are.
I'm surprised though, because I said, after Bridesmaids, I was like, "Are you gonna do more movies?" And you go, "I want to." Like, I'm surprised that someone hasn't like.
They
No, I hope
There's
that's
been
not
a
the
bunch
one
of
you-
offers, right? There's been a bunch of offers.
There's been a bunch.
Makes
Let me
it-
throw this out there. You could play a wolf in Grey 2.
There, it's out. Take it or leave it.
Grey's
Leo.
Anatomy, all the doctors are wolves.
Yes, I will. My dream. Except I get so upset seeing like how upset I am just from seeing that.
They
movie.
just all the
Grey's-
surgeries are like the wolves just chew out the cancer.
The Grey's Anatomy.
That's the solution. Come on.
You just see these
We
you see
solved
these
it.
dumb, stupid stuffed wolf hands come into frame to get scrubbed.
Yeah,
But then they just chew out the.
but they would be like. But again, they would regain their good name.
Yeah.
They would.
My dad would be happy.
Scalpel, peanut butter. Oh.
Scalpel chewing.
But yeah, I don't know how that. I don't really know. Yeah.
It's just
I
a
was
weird
gonna say I don't
thing.
know how I was literally about to be like I don't know how the movie business works.
Well, it is a puzzling business because when you work in TV, it's weird. Like film people don't know who's on TV. Like film executives, like it's weird. They don't know who's on TV.
Yeah, right, exactly. And you know what? I was just thinking. I just saw Woody Harrelson. He was on Letterman the other day, and I was thinking about him on Cheers, and I was like, now there's someone who made a very great transition from television.
Yeah.
Very good for him. But then it was like he can. Act very well. I'm saying the most obvious thing about is why he had a great film career. But you think about him on Cheers. Do that.
Yeah.
He just had the weird thing on Reddit, the weird Woody Harrelson thing on Reddit.
I feel like I am 70 years old. Tell me what.
Reddit's just sort of like fun, cultural kind of nerd aggregation site, and it just sort of pulls in and a lot of memes happen on Reddit. And so Woody Harrelson did this thing called an AMA, which is Ask Me Anything. Mm-hmm. So sometimes, people will go on, like someone will say like, oh, I was a camera operator. Like the one I saw today was I was a camera operator on Celebrity Rehab for 6 years. Ask me anything. And so people will ask questions and then they just deep dive and. But what publicists have figured out is that because it's such a huge community, they've started having celebrities go on and do these AMAs. Mm-hmm. But people really will ask you anything, and they kind of expect you to answer.
Oh, that's what I was going to say, yeah.
But it seemed fairly clear in this case that it was just a publicist being like, "Oh, we got to get you on here because all these people are here." I'm doing the voice again.
There it is.
And
Wait, you mean for Woody Harrelson?
For Woody Harrelson.
Mm-hmm.
So it was very clear that all he wanted to do was promote Rampart and not really come on and do an AMA. And so some girl said something like, a friend of mine in the 80s, I guess, you snuck into my our prom and took my friend's virginity and then never called her again. What's up with that? And then he just it never got answered, but everyone upvoted it. So upvoting means that like people can say, oh, I want to put this at the top. And so it was like the number one question.
My gosh.
And it never got answered, and it just kept getting steered back to, no, I just want to talk about Rampart. And then so Reddit went fucking berserk and then like just made fun of him relentlessly.
Oh, that's terrible.
So whether or not he actually did that is almost irrelevant. Like
Right.
it was just sort of
He did in my mind.
Wait, that is a dangerous. To put yourself out there. I mean, because
You've done it, right?
What?
You didn't ask me anything.
I did an AMA, yeah.
But did anyone ask you anything that you didn't want to answer?
I didn't see anything that I didn't. I mean, there were a lot of questions. I didn't get to every single one.
Right.
But for the most part, even ones that were sort of like, why does this person suck that you worked with?
Right.
Like, I don't,
Right.
At least I think address it or say.
Right.
Yeah, I did do that. They wouldn't have had a problem with it if you had said, look, I did it. It was 20 years ago. I was a dick. I'm sorry.
Right.
Then everyone would have felt like, okay.
Right.
But just to come at people with promoting your thing.
Yeah, exactly. Right.
Do you feel weird kind of being in the public? Does that feel weird?
Yes, I am always scared of making a misstep or doing or saying something offhand that, because that's what, in this day and age, even though I am so checked out in terms of the internet, you're like explaining, this is why, it was like, you were very politely explaining something to me as, like, I am not technologically savvy. Okay, so anyway, especially, things are just picked up on and then repeated. I get very scared about that, but I guess it just happens so much that...
It is interesting. Well, I guess it's just that idea that in the course of a day, everyone will say a handful of stupid things.
Right.
Everyone.
I don't know why I pointed
Yeah,
to
I
you.
know.
I don't know why I pointed to you.
Several
I don't know why.
Several
Sorry.
times throughout the
I
day.
think I was sorry.
Yeah. Constantly,
You
right?
said so many.
Mostly stupid
Mostly
things?
you.
Yeah.
Okay. So yes, and then
And then so, if you're in this sort of weird construct where one of those things gets focused on,
Right.
It's just, you're like, oh, I know, but we all say dumb things, so that is a little scary.
I think that's really scary. I heard our TV isn't hooked up yet, so I was watching, and that isn't relevant either, but I was watching the State of the Union, and then afterwards, when Obama was shaking everybody's hands, first of all, he has to shake 5 million hands. It's like so much work. And believe me, I work with Obama. No. But he was shaking everyone's hand, and someone said, "Congratulations, Mr. President. Michael Jordan couldn't have done it better." And it was like this, I thought it was so okay, no, Michael Jordan couldn't have given a State of the Union address better because Michael Jordan's a basketball player.
Very obvious.
And then it sounded like...
And not a good speaker.
To
And
be
not a
fair,
good
his
speech.
Hall of Fame speech was awesome.
Oh, I didn't hear. See,
Yeah.
I
He's
am
just
not
saying
from this
Space
planet.
Jam.
I
But-
just,
Space Jam.
No,
is
Michael
better.
Jordan's Hall of Fame speech was him angry at someone in 6th grade because they wouldn't pick him for a basketball
Oh my
team.
gosh,
And
So this
still
person,
holding
but
that
this, I
grudge.
still feel like this person was right. Michael Jordan could not have done it better.
Yeah,
That is
right.
such a weird
facts.
thing.
It was a weird and vaguely racist only because, I think it is, just because it's like, okay, now you're comparing him to...
Wait, Michael Jordan's halfway
Joe
to-
Montana could have done it better.
No, it's
Well, he's not even relevant now.
in that person,
It
in
should
that
have been
person's mind,
Eli
he's like,
Manning.
I have to compare black people only to black people.
and otherwise he will not understand who I'm talking about. And so,
Had he said Larry Bird could have done it better, that
Would have
still
been-
somehow would have been more racist.
actually, you are absolutely right. So then I thought about it, and I was like, okay, true. I think I would have just not. Here's what I'm wondering if he did, and I don't know why I'm putting down my coffee to show
No,
you what he did,
we
but
need
I'll.
this.
I imagine he went like slam dunk, like he made a slam dunk gesture and was like, Michael Jordan couldn't have done it.
Oh, okay.
Because I couldn't see him, I could only hear his racist voice.
Then
So I don't know
And then
what.
Obama goes, why? He's all, I'm sorry, Tiger Woods.
Yeah, exactly.
does the golf.
And then he's like,
Yeah.
who's the famous? Who's famous? No, who's famous black tennis player?
Serena Williams.
Okay, yeah, Serena
Or
Williams.
Venus.
Yes.
Yeah.
Either one.
Venus could have. Serena.
Not so
No,
much.
I don't know.
But my point is now that guy, and then I Googled it to make sure I did hear it correctly. I do know how to use Google. And I was like, oh, I did hear it correctly. People tweeted about it. So, but now that guy said this thing and no, there was no lash or backlash. I was about
Or
to say
front lash.
lashback. Or front lash.
There was no front
There
lash.
were no eyelash. Yeah.
There was a bad of last.
There was no lashing, the raft fell apart.
Are you on Twitter?
Now you're reminding me of the gray again. And I know. It's fine. I am not on Twitter. I'm so scared of Twitter. You guys are all on Twitter.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sure. Thanks for assuming so, though.
No, and I pointed at you,
You
first.
lot.
You lot. No, because you're like socially relevant people who would be on Twitter, and I am so scared of Twitter.
Relevant is a kind word for you to use.
But it is
we're
also,
so we're.
I'm very relevant.
but
That's fair.
it's relevant in a weird. I guess I mean like you know what I mean.
We're with it, man. We're,
No, but
we're
you're
hip to the
you're
times.
in the dialogue.
the loopy loop.
I get very worried about Twitter. I mean, I know you can take something down, right? If you decided to do.
You get a lot of shit when you do that.
Yeah.
Because people are like, why would you take that down?
Yeah.
But you know what? Let me scratch that. You get shit no matter what you do.
Right.
Why'd you put that up? Why'd you take that down?
Right.
My answer
But-
is there's always, it was a typo. Whatever they asked.
Yeah. I don't. Yeah, because I also don't really. I don't follow Twitter that much. But that's probably a bad. I don't know why. I get the whole thing makes me nervous.
Listen, it's for some people and it's not for other people. If you don't feel like it, I wouldn't do it just to be like, well, this is what I'm supposed to do. 'Cause
Right.
It's a bit, you're like, you should do it if it makes you happy.
Yeah. Right.
Do you have time to do anything else? Is there anything else really good? Because we're kind of at the end of our hour, but I just want to make sure that. Is there anything you want to promote or anything you're working on? Or?
I'll just promote this. I have a small part in a big part in 21.
Huge part,
A huge
21.
part.
Jump.
Do you play
At
21?
I'm 21.
I'm 21 from 21.
I auditioned for Jump, but I got 21, and that's coming out in March. And I play a teacher in 21 Jump Street. So that's what I'll promote coming out.
There you go.
Do you
Channing
fall for
Tatum.
Channing Tatum's abs in the
What do
movie? Because I would.
What do you think? Yeah.
Regardless
He did a
of what the
pretty
script
good
said.
job on
Regardless of what the
SNL.
script said.
Did he?
Did he really?
I did not. Was this just
Just
this past Saturday?
Yeah.
I believe that. I didn't see it
He
yet.
did a pretty good Matthew McConaughey.
Oh, he did?
Yeah.
I'll check it out.
Because The Vow comes out soon, I think. Right? I mean, not that I know.
What?
Not that I'm obsessed with Channing Tatum.
But also Johnny Pemberton's in 21 Jump Street as well.
Oh yeah, of course
Oh,
he is.
yeah.
Yeah.
There's
The one guy we know that looks like he's 12.
Yeah, who's probably 24, and he still has the mustache. And
Yeah.
it's adorable.
you know Dax Flame? Dax Flame.
Yeah,
Okay.
he's
Am I saying his
yo-yo guy, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes. No.
What?
No?
Are you talking about the guy who does the yo-yo?
The fake yo-yo.
The guy goes on the morning shows
Yeah.
badly and does the
Yeah.
yo-yo.
No, he's on The Office, and I'm suddenly forgetting his name right now.
Edit it out.
Oh, you're doing the. What? You want to leave this part in? We should leave this part in. Hang on,
Well,
I
anyway,
can
that
look him
comes
up.
out in March.
Yes.
I can look it up. I can look him up.
Oh my gosh.
It's okay.
The Office.
That's okay.
That's fine.
The
It's
Office.
Mark, but I'm.
Mark Duplass.
Okay, so here we
know
go. So this show's called The Office.
What is?
That's
when is
another
it
guy,
on?
though, right? That's a director.
When is it on?
He's on the movie.
Okay, but he's not the Duplass brothers.
No, might not.
That's you.
That's their shit. They're
There's
Zach.
Zach. Oh, I love Melora Hardin.
Ugh, love her. Okay, I don't know if he'll be on.
Mark
Proch.
Okay, so
Can you actually edit that part out?
Yeah,
or
of
not?
course.
Okay, great. Because it
what
was
were you
a-
saying right before?
Just this guy Dax Flame is in it. he
Oh.
doesn't do the yo-yo.
Oh, okay. That's great.
So polite. That's
We'll
great.
make it work.
Yeah, we'll make it work.
We're gonna make it
But
work.
anyway, but that's it.
Cool.
This
Is
has
there a
been.
Johnny Depp cameo in 21 Jump Street? There should be.
My dad's the one who told me about it. He was like, Ellie, did you hear? Johnny Depp will be making a cameo. So he's in it. I didn't meet him, though.
That's
Oh,
pretty awesome.
Really cool.
What if it wasn't him and they just took an animatronic from Pirates
Could
of the
have been.
Caribbean?
Could have
yeah, from the Pirates of the Caribbean, right?
He's from Hollywood Boulevard.
They didn't even bother to change it. He's still like just Jack Sparrowed out. All right, you lot, let's go over here and get these drugs from these kids.
But what would Johnny Depp sound like?
Oh, that's one of those dumb things you say in the middle of the day.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh.
It was all directed towards you. Sorry.
No,
we all
it's
do.
fine.
We
Yeah,
all
yeah.
do. But you say more.
That's
no, you
fair.
don't. Yeah.
Well,
no,
this
I
is-
only just make coffee.
This is really fun to have you on. I just don't. I feel bad. I don't want to take up too much more of your time.
No, this was. Thank you so much for having me. And
Thrilled
I
to
hope that
have
it
you
was,
on.
Thanks for doing it in a tiny room with us.
Interesting. This was fantastic. I wish that.
I gotta say, this actually kind of. I
I don't
didn't.
mind this.
I didn't know how this was gonna go because this is such a weird space in here.
I think it's perfect, and it was also it's intimate, but also the sound to me
Yeah.
seems like it's good.
It's better than our other conference rooms we've used.
Yeah, right. The other. Yeah. Thank
right.
you so much for having me.
Thank you.
I really appreciate it.
Enjoy your burrito, everyone.
Go see 21 Jump Street in March.
And watch The Office. And if you see Ellie Kemper on the street, be like, "Hey,
Hey, you said that's
And if you have a movie, put her in
Don't
it.
say
She will play a
She
wolf.
will play a wolf.
special skills, wolf, Australian
so
accent,
scary.
wolf,
Australian-
wolf accent,
Wolf Mother.
And guitar.
So upsetting.
horseback riding, wolf,
Wolf.
speak."
Keep going back to wolf.
Ellie, it says here on your resume that you know wolf speak. Would you? It's so good. We found her. We found her.
The wolf animation in that movie is spectacular. I don't know.
The Wolfimation?
The wolfimation.
The wolfimation is really good.
Animalation. All right, you have to go.
You have to go.
Let's get a quick picture.
Oh, great.
In
What
this.
about the one I took?
Oh yeah. Okay. Yeah, we got it. We got it.
You can take a real
Oh,
one.
you.
if you
Oh,
want.
yeah. Oh, you got the mirror.
Take a real
Let's
one.
take it in. Let's take it in here.
I think that should be where it is. In the shower.
We're all be peeking out
Oh,
of it.
that's great.
Oh, that is a hell of a shower.
There's a lamp in here.
Oh yeah.
And a bench.
And a bench for
Geriatrics.
Joan Rivers.
Should we
So
all be
she
sitting
does
down?
come in here,
Shoots her show here.
but in
Oh, in
here.
this room?
Fashion police.
Here, let's all.
Should we
Do you
turn
want
on
it
this light?
vertical or
This one thing?
horizontal?
Turn it on, see what happens.
Or a thing?
I think that's.
There, foot switch, there, foot switch.
Yeah.
Oh,
That helped. That helped.
Oh, you know what? The curtain
I think it's
thing.
actually really good. Oh,
Oh, now
Oh,
it's on.
now it's a thing.
Okay.
should we get I'm gonna get the toilet paper.
Oh, yeah,
Roll
right.
in there.
This would be the picture of our goofy improv group.
Oh.
The shower stalls.
The shower stalling.
And the top of the toilet. Okay.
Oh, good. Oh, good.
2, 3. Something funny on that wall.
Now.
Okay.
Oh.
1, 2. Cute.
All right. Thank you, Kara.
you so much.
You guys, thank you so much. That was
Great.
so much. I hope that
I like that first thing.
Thank you so much.
Well, see you guys later.
Yes.
Now leaving Nerdist.com. Enjoy your burrito.